Good morning, you guys. We are back again with Kicking Cancer Cares on KSLM Radio. Mary Ann McNally was our sponsor for the second half, so I just want to take a second and just honor her memory and just keep her family in your prayers as they go through this difficult time. And it's a tough one. I'm not even really sure how to even approach it myself. It's still so new and fresh. So I just got a lot of love for her, and my heart goes out to her and her family. So, and if you are wanting to maybe possibly sponsor this show, definitely reach out to Barron or I. My email is amanda@kslm.news.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. We appreciate, for almost 2 full years she was there sponsoring the show. So, but I do want to pick up on the third item that Kari brought. So you mentioned 3 things: stress. We've done a lot of shows on how to try to reduce stress. We did yoga. We did all these stuff on stress. So we've talked a lot about stress. I think that last discussion on diet brought a lot of things to light.
Yeah.
I want to shift our focus more on the toxins in our environment.
Yes.
But before we do that, I have one last diagram for you.
Oh, yeah.
This one's intriguing, and I know that Kari will have some thoughts on this one as well. This is called The History of Modern Nutrition. So first, they added sugar.
Yep.
And the evidence is clear on how truly addictive sugar is.
Oh, yeah.
So first they added sugar, then they added processed fats. Fats are not bad if it's the right fats.
Right.
But processed fats are
Really,
bad.
Yeah, bad.
Then they told you to stop eating real foods that naturally made you full. Then they told you to snack all day and eat small meals.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Then they sold you diabetes medication.
Exactly.
After they created the insulin resistance from all the small
So
meals.
this is a very interesting, and this is something I just found on social media. I just think it's a very intriguing history of what's been happening with our nutrition system.
Yeah.
But I do want to shift gears from the nutrition piece to, there's a phrase that Kari uses quite often when I see her at the chamber events, that she is here to help you find a solution to your body's pollution.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to hit on a few other topics. So I've got one in mind, but go ahead and share your thoughts here, Kari.
Well, there's when I say environmental toxins, that encompasses a really large, a lot of different things. And it's coming at us from everywhere. It's in our air, it's in our water, it's in the soil, it's in our food.
Yeah.
So you can't avoid it anymore. 40, 50 years ago, you could get away with, most of these things, heavy metals, are a natural part of our earth. But when they use them in industrialization and especially in agriculture, it's become more concentrated. And these chemicals, and I'm basically speaking on three different things. One is the heavy metals. 2 is what they call VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. And the other one is PFAS, which are polyfluoroalkyl substances.
Okay.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But all of them literally invade our bodies. They're chemicals that are used in industry, and because of the urbanization and the industrialization, many of them don't leave our bodies. They bioaccumulate, and our bodies do not biodegrade them.
So I'm going to give you a few examples of what she was just describing. Okay. So I'm going to go back again to Chris Beat Cancer's book.
Yes.
This section, this chapter is actually called "Take Out the Trash," which is kind of an intriguing name for the chapter.
Yes.
And this specific section is called "Toxic Beauty."
Okay.
So we're going to talk about some of the toxins in skincare products specifically.
Oh.
Okay. So he says your skin absorbs what you put on it. Chemicals from creams, lotions, potions, oils, makeup, nail polish, deodorants, and other body care products are absorbed into your bloodstream through your skin, and these chemicals circulate through your entire body. Unlike the food industry, the skincare industry is largely unregulated. Mascara has traces of mercury. Lipstick has traces of lead. Talcum powder has been associated with ovarian cancer.
Jeez.
Okay. He references several different ones. There's about 11. I'm not going to hit all of them, but the one he mentions is called BHA, and I would slaughter the chemical name of this stuff, but it is a suspected human carcinogen that is found in food packaging, and personal care products sold in the United States.
Okay, so when they talk about the food packaging, we're talking about pizza boxes. There's a thin film on pizza boxes to keep the grease from going through. That's what they're talking about.
Okay.
On cups, you go to Starbucks or Dutch Bros and you buy your coffee in a paper cup.
Yes.
There's also a lining on that paper cup. And anything acidic, coffee, it dissolves
It'll
that
eat it away.
lining and you're drinking that stuff.
Now,
And it's all
Now-
toxic.
I didn't know what she just said until a minute ago, and I didn't know she was going to say that. But I thought about the last pizza box that I got from Bud Mo's, and there's actually paper in the bottom, not plastic.
Okay.
I didn't know that until right now.
And that's probably why he does that.
Probably.
Yes.
But here's what's scary about this BHA that she just described. In animal studies, BHA produces liver damage and causes stomach cancers. It interferes with the reproductive system, we're talking,
Yep. Injury.
and thyroid function. The European Union considers this unsafe in fragrances. So this BHA is completely banned in the entire European Union.
And in Europe, there's over 1,300 chemicals banned. And in America, there's 11. It's just sad.
That's sad.
So I want to say that one more time. Europe has 1,300 chemicals that are banned, and we have 11.
That is heartbreaking,
It is.
actually. And that just shows where their concerns are,
Yeah,
or lack of.
lack of
They
concerns.
don't care. It's all about
Yeah.
the money.
So here's another one for you, if that one wasn't scary enough. Coal tar. Does that even make sense?
Cigarettes.
So if you take coal to heat houses,
Yeah.
once the coal has done burning, there's this tar.
Okay, yeah.
Residue.
Isn't
Oh,
that
yeah.
the stuff in cigarettes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also, and so it does mention cigarettes, but it's also used in hair dyes. So if you want a dye to tint your hair black, they use coal tar to do that.
The only dark colored hair in the room.
Well, as you can
gonna
tell,
go
I haven't
hide.
colored my hair black.
I get my acrylic nails done, so I'm guilty.
And again, I'm not pointing fingers at
Yes.
anybody. It's just an awareness. Like maybe you should look at what is possible.
Yeah. We don't realize where all of these poisons
No.
come from.
Shampoo is one of the most toxic things that we use. And you're in the shower, it's hot water, your pores open up, and you're dumping this stuff on your head, and it's going all over your body, and your body is sucking up all of those toxins.
So it's just to be aware
Horrible
of where you're buying your shampoos
Yeah.
from, what
Yeah.
are the ingredients
Yeah.
of the shampoos.
You
So
got to
this-
get the clean stuff.
Yeah, this coal tar is a human carcinogen because it's designed for heating your house. It's coal,
Yeah.
right? Hairstylists and other professionals are exposed to these chemicals in their hair dye almost daily
Yep.
and have a higher risk of cancer than many other professions.
Wow.
Yep.
The European Union has banned the use of many of these ingredients in hair dyes. As
Yeah,
she
I
said.
have a whole list of occupations that are exposed to heavy metals on a daily basis,
Right.
and these other toxins
Yeah.
because of their jobs.
That's
It's
scary.
huge. Yeah.
So here's the third one for you. Do you know what formaldehyde is?
That sounds super, super familiar.
So when someone passes away, they,
They
Oh,
use
yes.
for embalming.
that's how we involve the body.
Yes.
Because when you go to see them, you want them to look kind of the way they did, right?
Yeah.
So formaldehyde is used to preserve bodies, right?
Yes.
Okay. So formaldehyde
Don't want it inside you.
is a preservative and is a known human carcinogen. It is used in hair straighteners and a preservative in some cosmetics. Formaldehyde releasers are widely used in U.S. products. Not surprising, more Americans develop contact allergies to these ingredients than Europeans do. Now here's what's really scary. The artificial sweetener aspartame
Oh.
breaks down into formaldehyde in your body.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, I'm
but
gonna have a diet soda.
That's-
I'm doing
but
that.
all
So
these-
everyone
yeah.
that believes that drinking a diet Pepsi is better than drinking the sugar in the
No.
Pepsi, when you drink the aspartame and it gets inside your system, it breaks down and becomes formaldehyde.
Toxic. And it's also a neurotoxin. It kills your brain cells. It's just.
And what's
not
even
all
more
of them.
scary is if you have, let's say you're the Pepsi drivers that are taking the stuff around during the summertime, and they put a pallet down. Well, those plastic Pepsi bottles, as the sun hits aspartame, it actually breaks down before it gets into your body.
Oh, wow.
So your Diet Pepsi that has aspartame could actually have formaldehyde in it,
Right.
depending upon how long that pallet sat up there with the Pepsi guy before he took it in the store.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've been reading that we should never be drinking out of plastic bottles.
That's all I think about now.
Don't ever
Smoke.
drink out of plastic bottles.
Same.
I bring
It's alkaline. It's
I
going
bring
by
I bring it everywhere I go. Yeah.
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 Oh, my goodness.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Please excuse Lucy. She's snoring pretty loud, and she's just not feeling well. So I don't know if the mics are picking up her snoring.
I don't think so. So the last one I do want to bring up, and then I do want to get some more of Kari's thoughts here. This last one they bring up is cleaners.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And I can tell you already have some thoughts on this one, Kari.
Yeah.
So there was a study done in 2018, and it was done in Norway, and it found that women who reported cleaning products at least once per week in their house or a cleaning professional for 20 years. So my job is to be to go clean your house,
Yeah.
right? So and I do this for 20 years as a profession. They have a substantial lung damage equivalent to smoking 20 cigarettes per day.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
like a pack of
20
cigarettes a
cigarettes
day.
per day.
That's all I think about when I'm bleaching my bathroom.
Oh
I'm like,
my
this is not good.
gosh.
This is- that's why my mom cleans
Use vinegar. Yeah.
Vinegar,
There you
that's
go.
what I use.
So
yeah,
it says
I don't-
compared to women who didn't clean their own homes. So if I don't clean my house and I bring somebody in, I'm not exposed to that. So the ones who did clean my house have the equivalent of 20 cigarettes a day, and I don't.
Right.
So there's got to be better. What are what are some options, Kari?
The good news is now there are products out there. There are
Right.
lots of them, but you still have to look. And
Yeah.
even so when I first started looking 10, 15 years ago, there was nothing. For years, I used organic bar soap to wash my hair because there was no clean shampoo. Now you can find it even in mainstream stores, grocery stores. They have at least one variety. Somewhere like Fred Meyer has several. I was in there the other day and I was really pleased to see a whole section. There's specialty, lots of online places you can go. My favorite is called credo.com, credo.com. It has all kinds of hair care, personal makeup, cosmetics, and skincare products that are all clean. They source from about 70 different manufacturers that all make smaller batch kind of stuff, and it's really fun to experiment, and you can, anyway, so I like to buy stuff from Credo. But I went into Sephora the other day, and even they have a couple of lines of clean makeup, but you have
Okay.
to ask.
You have to ask.
You have to. I mean, you have to ask. Do you have clean
Right.
makeup?
Yes. Yeah.
Clean stuff. Most of the health food stores obviously are a good place to go, and places like Market of Choice and Whole Foods Market. We don't have one in Salem, but out there.
Well, and one of my favorite
those
places.
are all great places.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. One of my favorite places actually in town is Trader Joe's because they do have a section there, and I've actually been better about reading what's the ingredients are. So for my skincare, my shampoo, my body stuff, I'm getting what I'm getting at Trader Joe's. You have Life Source here in Salem, which is a lot better option.
Right. And then you have the natural grocer.
And there's a natural, all of those are on
all
commercial
of
here in
those are
Salem.
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I do find a little ironic is if you go into your mainstream grocery stores, not this Fred Meyer, Safeway, they actually have a natural food section,
Yes.
which makes me wonder, is the rest of it like not natural food?
Right. So what about
If
all
the-
the other
if
28 aisles?
If this is the natural food section, then what's the rest of the store?
Yeah.
Then the not natural food section.
Right.
And you
Why
want-
do we actually have to say this is the natural
know.
food section?
And you want to look
Sad.
for things like fluoride-free toothpaste.
Yeah.
Fluoride is also a neurotoxin.
Yes.
It's horrible. And they need to get it out of the water, and you have to look for it. I went into Fred Meyer, again, it's the same thing, and it's not with the regular toothpaste. It's in a special section with the health products.
Yes.
You don't find
the
it with the
healthy
toothpaste.
food section.
So,
Lord.
yeah, you have to look for this stuff.
Can we all just be healthy? Can they just all make the right product?
It's tough. It's tough.
I got psoriasis or diagnosed with psoriasis in 2020, 2021, somewhere in there. And it was attacking my face really bad. And so I actually had to look at the type of mascara I was using and the products that was in it.
Yep.
Same thing with my cover up. I had to just use a washcloth and water to wash my face because no matter what I tried, it was making me just my psoriasis go crazy. So I've had to adjust to some of those products you're talking about
Yep.
and get rid of some of those chemicals and remove them. And my body has been pleasantly happy since.
Yeah.
Examples are things like nonstick cookware. When you think about the Teflon pans, have you seen older Teflon pans when they're all scraped up? Guess where all that stuff goes? It's going in us. Don't use Teflon. Don't use aluminum. Find, glass or silicone or, ceramic or what I have is surgical grade steel,
Yep.
pots and pans.
Yeah.
But water repellent clothing. These are for children. They are and flame retardant clothing. It's mandatory in children's sleepwear, and it's toxic stuff.
Yoga leggings.
Horrible.
The yoga pants.
Yep, yoga
They have
plastics
Plastics and things like that in it.
Yep.
My goodness.
You mentioned something a second ago, Kari, about Teflon.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was fairly recent, so I wanted to look this up. And it shows a Teflon pan. Mm-hmm. Chemicals linked to cancer, birth defects, and other diseases is in 90% of Americans' blood,
Yep.
thanks to
Teflon.
Teflon.
They made a movie or a docuseries about it as well. That's really good.
They've done studies on cord blood from newborn babies, and this was actually quite a while ago, like in the 95 or something. It's been decades, so it's probably much worse now. There were over 200 toxic chemicals in cord blood.
Oh, wow. That's
What exactly is
crazy.
cord blood?
The blood from a newborn baby to its mother.
Oh,
umbilical
The
cord.
blood,
cord.
the umbilical
Cord, okay.
cord. Sorry, the umbilical cord running. Yeah,
So to make
So-
sure I heard you correctly, this baby hasn't been born yet.
Correct. It's from what the mom's putting in her body that goes into the baby. Is what
And
I'm
how
assuming.
much did they find?
I think there were 274 chemicals.
So that's how many chemicals you, as a mom,
Right.
consumed, ingested somehow that went through the cord to the baby.
To the baby.
So they're coming into the world 274 behind the 8 ball to begin with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Already fighting when they come out.
Well, and I just recently heard another podcast where within the first 24 hours of birth, many of these babies they're coming in, they're giving you the Hep C vaccine
Yes.
It's the Hep B, but
and
Hep B.
Hep B vaccine. And the document I was listening to, the guy, his sister was a doctor. And I'm just going to give a huge shout out to Callie and Casey
Casey
Means. Okay, if you are not following Casey Means, she is an MD, and Callie's her brother.
Okay.
And they are on a mission to expose this stuff we're talking about. But Callie's baby had just been born. Now this vaccine is if you are having more than one sexual
Sexually
partner,
active, yeah.
if you're sexually
Right.
active with more than one partner, or if you have been exposed to needles. That's the purpose. And so he looked right at the doctor and he said, "This is my 1-day-old baby.
Yeah.
Why are you giving my baby this
They
vaccine?"
call it a birth dose. I was a vaccine coordinator for
And
10 years.
basically what both Callie and Casey are saying is at 24 hours old, they now have you on the pharma train.
Yeah, absolutely. It
And
makes-
they were adamant, like, do not give my baby this
yeah,
vaccine.
no.
I am really.
They look at you crazy when you say I don't want
Yes.
to.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
respect it. They question it and then they
No.
feel guilty.
Belittle
I
you.
have gone in 4 years. I have gone from being a vaccine coordinator to now being an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
I mean, I've come that far. Mm-hmm. So
When-
I'll
I'll just tell you right now that I have sent more than one message to Casey Means. I want her on our show.
Yes. Come on, Casey.
This is such a great discussion. We're running close on time. I do want to give Kari a chance to tell you there is a solution, and she
Okay.
actually has some solutions
There
for
is
you.
a solution. So I am an independent distributor for a company called Avini Health. And I don't use diagnoses, and I'm going to give you a disclaimer right off the bat. Avini Health does not claim to treat, diagnose, or cure. We simply remove the trash so your body can function the way God designed it.
Okay.
A cleaner, healthier body fixes itself. So the Avini Health is the solution to your body's pollution. It is clinically proven to remove heavy metals, toxins, and other substances from the body. It supports a healthy immune system and balances pH levels in the body. It's completely non-toxic. You can actually drink the stuff. It's safe for everyone, and we even have pet products. We have used it on cats and dogs and goats and horses, and we have had some racehorses who weren't able to have babies, and there's now babies. We've had at least 20 Avini babies, human babies, where couples were unable to get pregnant, and they're now pregnant and with healthy babies because of our products.
Cool.
We also have a powerful tool to diminish discomfort. That's incredible. The science behind it is really incredible, and I won't go into all that. But so I'd love for you to contact me for more information about the company, the products, and the science.
Yeah.
It detoxes at the cellular level.
Okay.
And I think the key is, and we got a minute, so I hate to cut you off, but how can they get a hold of you, Kari? If anything that we've said over the last hour is like resonating with you, how would they get a hold of you, Kari?
You can text me or call me at 503-510-8719. You can email me at healthcoachkari.r. My name is spelled Kari, so it's healthcoachkari.r@gmail.com. And you can go to my website, Avini Health. Avini is spelled Avini, avinihealth.com/nourish with Kari.
Awesome.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us and coming in and sharing all of this information. Knowledge is power.
Lot of information today.
Yes.
A lot of information.
Yes, it is. And if you are looking to maybe help sponsor the show and get your business name out there, definitely reach out to us, Amanda, at kslm.news. And we'll be back next week
as the movement continues.